continue on to our final Tantric channel, the 4629, which is part of collective abstract circuitry, and it goes up solar plexus, so it's emotional. The 4629 is the channel of discovery and the design of succeeding where others fail. This is total commitment to experiences that resonates, leading to serendipitous discoveries that benefit the collective. 4629 as a tantric channel is driven by a resolute yes to life, processed through reflection on past experiences.
Total the past experiences. That's why it says yes, so it can get there. So 29, it's just a response. Right? It doesn't know. It shows up as the response to sustain at something. And so it's foundationalized as, I have no idea. I've just been drafted, essentially. Its foundational line is called the draftee. And the draftee says, I said yes, we're in. No going back now. I'm not a deserter. If it can help it, it would like to stay with the experience. And 46 says, I am the body experiencing the power of your yes, 29. The Tantra here is very much the shared capacity to love the body saying yes. And that can very much be the Tantra of yes to one another, or the Tantra of yes independently as myself, but together with the other, right? Anything. This Tantra to weave can choose to enter the experience no matter what it is, because it's going to lead to a collective story that gets shared. It's going to lead to a way that's memorialized through the remembrance process and the putting it all together. And so the Tantra here just seems quite exalted. It's not out for a quickie. It doesn't have all that work to do to keep a rhythm. You know what I mean? It just is in the now. It lives the experiment. It lives the experience. And it need not be any one given thing. If 15 shows up with an extreme, the pattern's going to have to be that one thing. You know, when 14 starts working, 2's got only that work to pick to make the direction. 46 need not choose, and 29 has no choice. It's the draftee. And the foundation of 46 is being discovered. It's just, I wasn't discovered, I'm discovered. The serendipity, 46 is the definition of serendipity. That's part of its keynote. The good fortune and serendipity that makes it seem like you are in the right place at the right time. That was really the process and the product of dedication of events from before, where you can't know what they were until they show up. This is called the channel of discovery. So it sort of lends itself to a tantric type of meaning, and a sort of that feel of Tantra very much would be here. We are discovering. So let's discover as a weave together. Let's weave together our discovery. Let's share that, and let's feel that in our bodies, you know, deeply in our bodies. It's going to help the vessel of love drive the direction that pulls the body along with it.
It's really interesting with the 46. It's like that love of the body. It's the body in the right place, right? Because the identity centers that direction and where things are located in space. So the 46 is like the body being located in the correct space and doing the right things, even if you're doing the right things like way beforehand and you don't even realize that they're going to come in handy later. And
Right.
then all these weird skills that you developed over some time all of a sudden pop in and appear to be very serendipitous, that like, wow, you're just lucky. You're in the right place. You just knew that. How did you know how to do that? Wow, you're just so good.
Yeah, and they didn't know to be in the right place. They'd had no idea. It's just that, and it couldn't be anything, right? It could be any type of preparation that you didn't even know related. That's why it's called serendipity. Again, I love the Grosse Point Blank movie, if you've ever seen it, with a Minnie Driver and John Cusack is, and at the end when he finds out he gets to save her life, he just says dumb luck. You know, it's like that was serendipity. They made a movie called Serendipity. That was a good one. Sort of a chick flick, but I liked it. I've watched it a bunch of times. It's the serendipity to be in the right place at the right time with the right people, shared as a commitment and a sustaining commitment. That sounds like Tantra and direction to me, towards beauty and love and communion, empowered, mutative, and unique.
And
Tantra is about being shared, mutative, unique, that can hold the pattern so it doesn't disorganize. and it can stay a tantra.
Speak a little bit about the devotion of 29.
I know all about the devotion of 29. You want to know
Oh,
why?
because
Because I don't have it.
but you're chasing it.
I have chased it, absolutely. The devotional, it's so funny. I got 46. You do too, but I have that defined sacral. So it is calling to me. I want 29 often. I don't know it, but 29's devotion is in the foundational line called the draftee. It doesn't know it's being drafted until the response says, I commit. And the thing is, because the sacral is about sustain and sustaining and sustainment, I commit sustains. It's not the same expansiveness of 42 that wants diversity to maximize as much potential, completion as possible, or 9 focused and concentrated. That has nothing to really do with that, although it may focus and concentrate. It's just that I submit. I submit and I commit and I surrender to it. So if you have someone that surrenders to the commitment because they can't help it, and it was a response, if it was right for them, they can't help it. What would be the difference between that and feeling called? Not much. So they can't help it, and therein lies the nature of the perseverance. And the Chinese called it the deep within the deep, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
the
because the
abysmal.
abysmal, the abyss.
Well, no, they said abysmal because at times, the abyss is one way to look at it because it just goes into the great expanse of an abyss.
Hmm. It's
You don't
water
even
over
know,
water as the
yeah,
trigram.
and you don't even know where it ends. But the abysmal part does there too, because if it wasn't the right response, it was a not self open ego response, let's say, or whatever, the yes commits to that which is not right for the life. And the Tantra is absolutely lost. It's not there. It never shows up. You end up in the wrong place, and the serendipity becomes not. And that's no good, because serendipity is meant to become, not to become not and not there. So this perseverance of 29, when it commits to something, it can really bite onto it. And by the way, what's it conditioned by? 29 is conditioned by what? A format channel.
That would go in with the 42,
Yep.
53.
Yep.
So it's beginnings and endings.
Yep. Yep. 53 was foundationalized by not diversity, accumulation. Accumulate it more. So 29 it's partly more, and partly stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. So it can't help but to be that way. Or it was a liar to itself and it generated a not self response, which it didn't generate. The brain told it that, and it became not true. And then it becomes a great quitter. It doesn't guarantee perseverance. It guarantees one of two things: perseverance or quitting. The and the quitting shouldn't be seen as quitting. It's just you didn't make a response you didn't allow yourself to respond. You let the mind get in the way. This channel would be very, very susceptible to the conditioning of the mind, because it's just an unknown experience you got to be in the now for it. So it's like that's so undefined, right? I mean, the not self of the mind may make the 14 do the wrong work because it thinks it has to, or it might make the 5 scaredly pick the wrong pattern to fix things too, and that leads to disaster. So I guess it gets to all of them, but to 29 it definitely gets to it for sure. So
Second question. What about having gate 29 defined on an undefined center? So Jonathan, who was here last week asking questions, he has like gate 29 like 3 times in undefined center because he's a projector. So how does like 29, this devotion of the sacral, but with an undefined sacral?
it means that over and over again they get pinged by the to 29 is sexy business. It's sort of doing something, like 14 is trying to do something. 5 isn't sexy business. You can't even tell until you recognize there's patterns. But 29, the commitment might be to the discovery of the Garden of Eden again. It's anything's possible, and the serendipity can lead to any magnificent place. And so it would, I mean, Jonathan, when he gets a handle on this, he would realize over and over again, I recognize as my projector self that when I do commit to a thing, I still need my rest in the middle of it all, right? And I need to do it as myself, but the commitment is joyful. I mean, it really shows up as something I do hunger for. He recognizes he hungers for the commitment. What he has to do is recognize I can't rely on forcing it. It's in an open center. I'm subject to the forces that format us and program us. We're in a program, folks. We're in a vast information feed, period. And so sometimes the information feed gives us a gate that connects it. And so have it. More often than not, it's the people that he's around and just the society around that then generates this channel of discovery experiential process. So he's a great guy to say yes to things that don't require uh, 10 14-hour days in a row. Don't do that. Commit to the thing that is right now, and then and let people know and recognize that, that there's limitations on the pulse of how long you're going to stay in it if it's a physical thing. But if it's a life process, you'll stay in it your whole life. He can commit to various things. 29 will commit to values, it will commit to virtues, it'll commit to the wrong virtues potentially, but mostly it wants to commit to the higher self, because ultimately 46 love of the body isn't just the love of the body, it's the love of the body that pushes up into the kingdom of heaven, essentially. That's its goal, and that's its end place, and that's its exaltation as part of the vessel of love. So 29 is a commitment to pushing upward.
That's cool. And then I have a final question comment from Jonathan. So he's the only one with the 29 in his family, so who's experiencing it. And then he asked, would he be experiencing this much if there's a 46 in his family penta? So I'm guessing that there's nobody else in your family with the 46, but you have the 29.
Yeah.
Or
So with that, there no one else in the experience, you would be craving to start and commit to something that has a start to it. There's a hunger to start the commitment into a thing, a desire to have that mature into something, but no 46 to help apply the direction, to be the vessel that empowers the direction. So it will feel like I'm not getting out into the world experiencing enough. That's what that will feel like. Yet I want to, and I feel like I keep trying to commit to it, but the rest of the world isn't getting me out into the world. That's what that would feel like inside the family. And if you're not careful, it could lead to, blaming. You don't let me get out into the world, that type of thing could come out. Or you just recognize, no, we just don't always get out into the world as a family unit. So that way, when we do, it's all the better. Not like it's never, you know, mostly it's going to take place sooner or later.